So last week I launched a life insurance campaign in 48 hours in a vertical I'd never touched, and confidently told you we'd find out together if it actually worked. Well, it's been 7 days and I now have data. Some of it good, some of it genuinely humbling. In this video, I'm going to show you all of it, what worked, what flopped, every optimization I made, and how I'm getting this thing to 500 a day in profit. And quickly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Billy Robinson. I run a Paper Lead Nation Pro community on School where I help people start a Paper Lead agency and get to their first 1K a day in profit. And I've got my own agency which does about 250K a month. And here's just a few examples of people who've had success with the program. Matthew here, who got his first sale for $2,000. Charlie, who landed his first deal. We've got a Paper Lead Nation Games at the moment where Tom is getting his first clients and increasing his total revenue to £4,860 in the first month, as well as a bunch of other people getting wins and sharing results and growing together. So if you're interested, links down below. But otherwise, let's get into it. All right, so I'm inside the Cover Buddy Facebook ad account. Got last 7 days. We can see that 635 spent. All right, my likes campaign spent a little bit too much. Probably should have paused that after $20. But yeah, really what we want to see is here we've had 16 leads, which is a good amount of data to start making some decisions of. And we can now start to analyze the data. So a lot of people make the mistake of looking at 1 to 2 days of data and making decisions. The longer you can hold out, the longer you can wait and be patient, the more data and the better your decision making will be. Making decisions off 2 or 3 days of data is just nowhere near enough because every day of the week performs differently and you want to see how that goes. What I noticed was a lot of leads coming in over the weekend. So when I look at Saturday and Sunday, we had 7 leads. And then I'm running into the situation where on certain days, like yesterday, we had no leads. So this is a common problem where weekdays can underperform, especially with low budgets. So there's a trick to this, and I'll go into that a bit later in the video. But right now, what I'm looking for is what worked and what didn't. So if we look at the ad set level, we can pretty much see the video ads did not work. $6 spent, Facebook way preferring images. And the reason for that must be that, you know, if we look at the CPMs are probably a lot lower on, actually they're lower on video, but Facebook is just not serving them. And so that we take that as a signal to not run those video ads basically. So these video ads I made, which was kind of like the realistic short 9-second videos with the text hook. For whatever reason, Facebook didn't like these, so I'm not going to continue with these styles. I'm going to create some new video ads today, which I'll show you how I do that, but that's okay. I thought it might work, it didn't work. This happens a lot with media buying and lead gen, so it's all part of the game, right? It doesn't bother me at all. It just means I'm one step closer to finding what works. So what worked in terms of the image ads, I launched 5 image ads and 3 of them got conversions. So there's another signal. Cost per lead wise, 2 of them were okay and 1 was just too high, which was the one with the woman in the image. So there's another signal to pause that ad. I'm going to pause that ad right now. I'm going to pause the other 2 ads that did not get any conversions. And I'm going to look at the winners. So why did the winners work? So you can see this ad had the most leads, the tap your age group ad, which is good to know. And then the next one was this was the better ad, the get up to 2 million life cover from $2 or something a day. So obviously that was a winning hook, and we're going to make more versions of this hook now. So what I'm doing, I'm going over to my Poppy board, and what I'm going to do is give what I've actually done here is given Poppy my winning images, or what I will do actually is give it my winning ads. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of the ads. Yep, I'm taking a screenshot of the ads and I'm going to upload them to Poppy now, and I'm going to say these are my winning ads. Can you analyze these for me? Okay, just before I do that, I want to show you something. So one of the issues with lead gen and with paper lead is that, like I said, that inconsistency of lead delivery. And so I can see leads came through unsold over the weekend and yesterday. And so what I do is I process these. I paid money to generate these leads, so I want to monetize them. So that's something you just have to do with lead gen. And like I say, not every lead's that lead's probably not gonna convert. It's too old, but not every lead has to be a goal. So as long as we get our quotas filled and most of the leads are alive in real time, pretty happy with that. So people ask what to do when leads come in outside of hours. I do push them through to clients during their window. Otherwise, you just won't recoup your media spend. Okay, I'm in Poppy, but I'm just going to come back to Poppy a bit later because I'm out of credits. I just spoke to the support team there. I'm about to get some more credits. But basically, another thing I did in Poppy was the kind of video I want to create next that I think will work. And the reason I know these work is in the US, I've run campaigns for students and stuff, and this style of ad here has worked really well, where it's a lifestyle image. It's not previewing properly. Let me preview it properly. This kind of lifestyle image, family-oriented stuff with a text overlay has worked really well for US clients, and I'm not seeing anyone running these in Australia. So what I'm going to do is create some of these for my Australian life insurance campaign, and the only tricky part is what is the text hook that you will want to say, right? And so in my lead to desire prompts, I've got a prompt down here for a 3-line text overlay. So a 3-line text overlay generator, you can copy and paste it into your AI. Make sure you've got your master research doc and it understands the context of your vertical. And then it will produce the 3-line text hook structure that we want. So I did that before my Poppy credits ran out. So I've got some here. So can you see these here? So we've got 5 different overlays. We've got this one here, we got this one here, and a few others. So I'm not going to test all of them. AI is suggesting we test number 2 first, so let's go with that. So let's make these now into that style of hook. Okay, that's a little bit hard to read, so I'm gonna put a background on that. And so actually I'm gonna need to make 3 different ones, so I'll just copy it twice and just have 1 line per section. Like that. Okay. We'll make sure it's all centered. And so there we go. So probably what is more important is probably the text hook than the background image. So what I might do is test a different overlay. I like this hook, don't be the parent. I think it creates a bit of a guilt trip. So let's try this one. I think the reason these ads work so well is they kind of, with the music and everything, they're kind of like emotional. They trigger people's emotions, and that's what we want to do with our advertising, right? Because that's what makes people take action. So this one is kind of more readable, so I'm not going to do the background, but I'm going to space everything out a bit more. Okay, so like that. Okay, so there's one, and then the third one has a red text overlay hook to get attention, which might work really well. There's a bit of a black outline to this text, which is easier to read. Cool. So I've got 3 new text overlay videos to test. I'm going to download these 3, run these in the one ad set. All right. Video 2 and video 3. Just make sure I get the naming all consistent. And then I'm going to run these as well. So there's my 3 new images, 3 new video styles this week. I'm not giving up on video ads. I'm just going to test completely new video ads, right? And so all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to duplicate the existing ad set. I hate making new ad sets. So what we're going to do is duplicate that one. Going to call this video ad style 2, or you could be more descriptive than that, image text, a text overlay video ads, you could say. That's right. And then I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to change these creatives up. Now the copy should be okay because it's based on our AI research and should fit these hooks, which are also based on AI research. So I'm going to upload these 3 videos now and test them out. And really that's what we want to do. Like, we want to keep making educated guesses on our ads based on stuff that's proven to work. And I originally found these ads doing research in the US on life insurance. And so obviously that's a good place to start, right? What's working in that market should work here with a little bit of a tweak to the messaging. Okay, so I've uploaded my video. Now with these ones, they're not going to fit in a 1x1, so just leave them original and Meta will resize them. And they sometimes fit in like a 4:5 placement, right? So there is text overlay video 1. See, sometimes it pays to squish the letters a bit closer because it will fit into that format. So I might just actually squeeze that in a little closer. And this way it'll fit in that view. Okay, so that's processed now. I'm going to use that version instead. And you'll see that it fits now in the preview here. There we go. So you definitely want to do that. Otherwise the text will get cut off and it won't perform as well. So there's video 1. Hopefully video 2 is okay. Oh. Actually, I'm worried this is not going to fit either. I think I spaced the wording out a bit too much. Yeah, I did. Damn. Okay, this should be okay. Okay, there we go. Sweet. And the final one, pretty sure that will work. Please work, please fit. Original. Yep, perfect. That fits nicely in that format. So I'm going to launch that now. And so yeah, one of the reasons that I'm not getting enough conversions during Monday, like business hours, is I haven't got enough creative diversity, and especially when it's just image ads that are firing, you're not going to get enough eyeballs and conversions through the day. So we really need to get some videos working, which is why I went with that style. Other video styles, I can run a UGC, talking head. I've been having some success with AI podcast videos. So, I'm not sure that would work in this vertical. Probably more like a talking head, just an everyday looking person talking about how they got life insurance. It's probably going to work. So I'll try that next. And yeah, so that's it for this bit around video ads. I'm going to record the image ad section shortly once my poppy credits are back. So I'll catch you in that one. Okay, so it's 24 hours later now and I have my poppy credits and I'm going to create new winning ads. So I was just saying before how these were my best performing 2 ads, and now it's time to create some versions of these to get more and cheaper leads. So what I'll do, I'll go to my poppy board and I've attached here the 3 proven ad styles that I know work. And these are in my 250k a month playbook if you want access to these templates. But basically what I'll do now is upload those winning ad screenshots from yesterday and tell Poppy that these are my winning ads. I want to create new versions but stick to the same theme and angle. Suggest 5 variations of these each. Okay, so I'm about to upload the images of the best performing 2 creatives. Here we go. Oh, hang on. So here I've done that now. I've uploaded the images of the best 2 performing creatives, and Poppy is suggesting these concepts. So swapping out the price anchor to another $1 million cover for $11.42 a week. Okay, may not be as strong with the less cover. Same layout, replace couple photo with a single mum and kids. Okay, different avatar. I like that. So remember we had, this is based on the tap your age group, so swapping that out instead of a couple for a single mum and 2 kids. Yep. Swap headline to tap your cover amount. Oh yeah, with cover amounts instead of age. I like that idea. Add a small paw print trust badge. Oh yeah, no call centers. Interesting. Meta mortgage size suggestion. Okay. Interesting. So, all right. Style 2, to replace the $2 million cover. Is your super's TPD cover enough? Different question. Would your payout clear your mortgage? Yeah, another different question. Price banner, different price. All right, I mean, I'm just going to go with the first 3 of each, and otherwise it's too many new ads. So I'm going to say, I like the first 3 options for each. Please create images. Okay, so now I'll go away and create those new images for me. Get rid of these previous ones. Otherwise it gets a bit crowded. So now we have some variations of what's already working for us. And this is the best way to iterate our ads and what's working. I like to do, this as well. So this is one way of optimization, is just tweaking what's working. And the other way is completely new ad styles, right? Which is the text overlay image ads, which I just made as well. So this way we're covering completely new, completely different style, and then also what's working and just tweaking that and seeing if we can find incremental improvement to bring that cost per lead down to sort of low 20s is my goal. So, yep, this is how I approach ad optimization and scaling. And so right now, like I've shown you, we've only got a couple of winning ads, and we really want to get that up to sort of 4 to 5 winning ads. And since yesterday, we've had more conversions across these ads. I think yesterday we went at had a really good day actually. 3 leads at $9.54 on the on this version. Okay, and so what I'm going to actually do is I like to not disrupt working ad sets, so I will create a new ad set, one for the tap your age angle and another for the up to X amount of cover angle. Okay, so Poppy has done the outputs now. We can see here the variations. So we've got the calculated variations and then the start from X amount variations. So they're good. They're similar. They're on brand, but they I mean, these two are really, I can see the difference here is the cover amount and then the image of the avatar. So let's see how these perform. Like I said, we're going to upload each of these three in one ad set and the bottom three in another ad set. Okay. So I'll pause this and skip ahead to when that's all done. Now, one additional thing I want to do is match my ad copy closer to the images. And little things like this can go a long way to improving your performance. I just asked Poppy to write 3 new meta ad primary text, 3 new ad primary text for each ad style. All right, primary text and headlines for each ad style, right? So now I'm going to get 3 new text, primary text and headlines for each ad style. And I'm going to match those with these new ads. All right, so that's all done now. I've created 2 new ad sets. So I've got the Tap Your Age group new ads all in there with unique copy. And I've got the price ladder $1 million call out in the other ad set. And so, yeah, now these are good to test for a few days. Probably give it 3 or 4 days, come back and assess how they are going. And that should help with performance. Now, I've also had that video ad campaign running for 24 hours. Where is it? Video ad sold 2. It's actually been getting, if I look this week, the video ads have spent $40 so far. What's interesting is the click-through rate's really high. Cost per click's really good, $3. So I'm paying less than half of what I'm paying for cost per click on image ads, but as of now, no conversions. So that is somewhat interesting. However, it's going to need more data and time. You can see this one ad style at the bottom is getting the best performance. So it might be that I need to tweak that copy a bit. And so I'll spend about 40 to 50 on that ad. If it hasn't converted, I'm going to change up the messaging on the copy. So I hope that gives you an insight into how I think about media buying with a brand new pay-per-lead account, how I start with the new ads, how I then iterate and change them. And so, yeah, stay with me and I'll show you the next video how these new ads go and how we start scaling up to 5-10 leads a day. All right, thanks for watching. So that's week 1. My video ads flopped, half my images got fired, and yet we found winners. And the cost per lead is heading exactly where I wanted to, which is kind of the whole point. You don't need to be right. You just need to find out what's right faster than everyone else. In the next video, I'm taking these new ads and scaling this thing to 5-10 leads a day. If you want to build this stuff yourself, the prompts, the templates, everything I used, Pay Per Lead Nation Pro is linked below. I'll see you in the next one.